welcome to a brand new episode of the Cooligans, everybody. What is good?
It's about damn time. We back, baby.
That's
Monday.
right. It's Monday.
I don't have the buttons.
I have, let me see if these are working. I got this. All right, I got that one, and I got this.
Okay.
Easy Cooligans, buddy.
There we go.
Very nice.
That's all we need right now. We are at home. This is a nice remote episode. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. We don't mention that other man's name anymore. Erase him from the history books. All right.
Yeah, that's right. We'll never bring up Christian Polanco again.
Okay. So a big weekend in Premier League, in Major League Soccer, in everything, and we're gonna talk about it all.
This whole episode is about Arsenal's big win against Manchester City. Finally, the evil empire comes crumbling down.
So I've seen some comments recently that are like, "Yo, you guys only talk about the teams you support. What kind of malarkey is that?" I'm like, "Hey, you new here?"
Malarkey. Damn,
that's how I hear it. That's how I hear it.
Yo, you got those dad ears. You can't be swearing. There's no swearing allowed in your house anymore. So malarkey.
Well, yes. So we're all going to talk about Arsenal and Everton might come up. I don't know what to tell you. That we watch. These are the games we watch. These are the games we're excited about. If you want us to talk about other stuff, you gotta let us know who we should be talking about. But I'm sure it'll come up. But as always, welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
My name is Alexis Guerrero.
Yes, let's start with the Premier League because it was wild. You also did. I mean, speaking of Arsenal, you had the event this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. What is it? Double to Invincible is a book by Dave Seeger, who's written books before for Arsenal, and this is a cool thing. It was illustrated. It's like he calls it rhyming couplets. And I'm like, bro, you sound so British, dog.
Isn't that what Migos do? That's how they rap.
They're not rappers. They're coupleters. The book is actually being sold by Arsenal. Like Arsenal's carrying the book as well. They bought like thousands of copies. Poorly Drawn Arsenal illustrated it, which is the homie. Got a chance to meet him. It was pretty cool. It was dope, dude. It was a cool event. It was supposed to be 4 hours. I was like, I'll be there for 2. And then they were like, could you go up and do 5? And I was like, no, I'm not doing stand-up. This isn't the room for it. And I was like, I'll just go up there and tell a story about some of the Arsenal players I met. Well, I was up there for 25 minutes because I had no idea. We've met so many Arsenal players. Gilberto Silva. Robert Pires. Obviously, Thierry Henry is the story that everyone wanted to hear. Danny Carbassiou, and I tried calling him, and he was at dinner with his lady and her family. Ew, bro. Well, put the fork down and pick up the phone. I got a group of people here that are excited to talk to you. It was so cool. Yeah, we told a bunch of stories, and the guy was like, I thought you didn't even want to do 5. You did 25. I was like, did I? I was like, I don't know how long I was up there for. Why didn't you stop me? But yeah, it ended up being 4 hours long, and it was a fun event. And then we all went to the pub the next day to watch Arsenal versus Manchester City. And dude, I haven't watched a game in not especially O'Hanlon's. O'Hanlon's I know gets full like an hour before match time.
Right, yeah. That's
so I never go to that. I never go there because of that. I'm like, it's cool. Like, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I did that for years. I'm good. I'll either go to a bar where I could sit, relax, and watch the game, or I'll just watch it from home. And my boy from England, shouts to Sam Ashton, he's in town. He was like, I want to see what a proper like New York pub for a football match is like. So I was like, all right, let's go. He got there at 9 for an 11:30 match, and he's like, yeah, it's pretty full already. And I was like, damn. I'm like, yo, let's go somewhere else. There's
but it's great
couches.
To see. I mean, this is a picture of Alexis not performing, right? You didn't want to chat
this
with anybody.
This is me not doing stand-up for 25 minutes, just crushing.
I don't know if you know, but there is like there's a person there who looks like they're asleep.
That is a child.
I think it's a child.
This woman brought 2 children with her, and that was it was made clear to me before I got up, hey, no bad language, there are 2 children here. And I said, I don't work clean. And I went up there, and I mostly swore the entire time. Do you know who I am? Yeah. Yeah. Tell these children they're about to learn. In fact, I think the kids are more excited to see me and swearing. Do they even know I'm here? But it was cool. Actually, somebody said that Someone who's like, yo, man, I'm a huge Cooligans fan. It's so cool to see what you guys are doing. I see you guys hosting events. You're on CBS. It's going crazy. He's like, bro, he's like, it's just wild to see how far you guys have, taken this thing. And he's like, and it can only get even bigger on the way to 2026. And I was like, man, I hope you're right.
That's the move. That's the plan. So, all right. Thank you. You're our new manager. That person.
Yeah. I was like, you're hired.
So look, a good weekend for Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal did win 1-0 over Manchester City. I think a game where, it was long overdue to have a little bit of revenge, right? This felt the previous fixture that you were at, this was at the Etihad.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the home section, almost getting beat up as Erling Haaland pulls his hair down and scores on us, looking like a Viking. And now that was not the case.
Yeah, now this Manchester City, I don't know if it's maybe a few of the changes, losing some of their players that had been there a couple years. They look a little bit. This is their second loss in a row in the Premier League, which is, unheard of.
The first time that's happened since I think what was it? He hasn't lost 2 in a row, something since 2018. Yeah,
2018.
Crazy.
So that's so
Isn't that crazy.
It's kind of
how long ago since Everton lost 2 in a row? A week. You know what I mean? And here we are.
It's been like 20 minutes since they lost 2 in a row, bro.
Yeah. In fact, if you listen closely, you can hear them losing 2 in a row right now.
Not this week, though.
Dude,
not this week.
Not this week. That's right. Shouts to Jack Harrison, huh?
Bro, that's I don't have it. I don't have it on my board, but I'll get it.
Well, anyway, in your ears, in your brains, you hear the.
So, but the 1-0 win over City. It was a game of look. It didn't necessarily in the first half. It felt like City would get some kind of they looked like they were going to score. Arsenal looked a little bit rattled, but they never wavered from their style of play. They were continuously playing out of the back. They were handling Manchester City's pressure. And is it luck? Did they win by luck? I guess you need it from time to time, because Nathan Ake's face was like, off the. It was like the Michael Jordan and Larry Bird commercials. It'd be like off the McDonald's sign, off the backboard, off of Nathan Ake's face into the goal. You know what I mean?
off the Netherlander. What do you call him? The Dutch.
The Dutchman.
Off the Dutch's face. I completely disagree. I look at Arsenal had 12 shots to City's 4, even though their XG was higher somehow. Yeah. They were better shots, but they were going for it. And that's something. And here's the thing. It's like, it's all about the subs, bro. The subs changed everything. And I've gotten on Arteta before for sort of not making the right decision when it comes to subs or waiting too long to make those decisions. Well, the 4 subs he brought in, Martinelli, Tomiyasu, Havertz, and Partey. Those were the 4 people. Partey passed it to Tomiyasu, who headed it to Havertz, who laid it off to Martinelli. It was the 4 subs. The whole sequence of that goal came from those 4 subs. So at the end of the day, you got to give him credit. And bro, Arteta hadn't beat City in 12 straight. You know what I mean? Like this was at least within the Premier League. I know in other competitions we beat him. We beat him in the Community Shield, and we beat him in the FA Cup. But in the Premier League, we haven't beaten him. So to me, it was a big opportunity for that. And also, I don't think either one of it. First of all, without KDB, that team is completely different. But they're still good. They're still good enough to dominate almost everyone else in the Premier League. But this was clearly there was something there. This was like a boogie team for us, bogey team, whatever it's called. This was
more than that. They're not. They're the.
They won the treble.
Empire.
They are like, you only won by 1-0. What do you want us to do? They won the treble.
It's not boogie. It's not like a trap game. It is literally the best team in the world. There's no other way to put it.
So without KDB, Erling Haaland don't look the same, bro. He was in Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes's pocket, bro.
Yeah,
he had 0 shots.
Bernardo Silva played. Who got sent off the other game? Why am I forgetting his name? The defensive midfielder that scored in the Champions League. Rodri. Bernardo Silva played at that position. I thought he did okay as well, but
it's not the same type of player.
Not the same type of player. I mean, just the presence and the physicality that Rodri brings is clearly in a game like this where City only get 4 shots, on target. That's something's wrong. Something is drastically different for them to not be able to build up the way they normally do on pretty much every team. And Rodri got the red. This is his second game that he's missing now? I think I don't know where he's at because he got the red for the headbutt, the choke on somebody.
The very quick choke.
My man went, but he was just against Morgan Gibbs White. It was a little tease of a choke. It's like if we're just trying to get freaky, but we're not gonna really get in there, bro.
Like your girl says try, and she's like, "Ow, why would you do that?" You're like,
okay, no.
You said try it. You said I'll do it myself.
Okay. All right. We're trying to have fun here. I'm sorry. So just a big result, and it puts Arsenal in second place behind league leading Tottenham Hotspur.
Don't you need to shower when you say that?
Bro, this is a wacky Premier League season, bro.
To be honest with you, I mean, if you look across the standings, we're pretty much even on almost everything except goals for. 8 games played. This is Tottenham and Arsenal. 8 games played, 6 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. They've scored 18 but let in 8. We've scored 16 but let in 6. We both have a goal differential of 10, and we both have 20 points. It's pretty crazy. So they're really only leading because of goals for.
But yeah, right. So I mean, but
not wild.
Good on them, bro. They're having a great year. They got a red card, right? Basuma got the red in the last game. And he got sent off, and they still held on to win the game. But we keep talking about Postecoglou, and it's just week after week. He's just bringing a. Is he changing the brand of Tottenham? Because there is a certain level of positivity.
They were playing Luton
with the man down,
with the man down, and Luton looked like a League One team.
Okay, don't talk about Luton Town like that because they beat Everton 2 weeks ago. So let's be chill. Let's be respectful.
I'm glad you brought that up. All those powerhouses. I mean, that was rough to watch, man. Luton couldn't do anything in the final third. They would look like they were just able to sort of frustrate some of the Tottenham players, but it really wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was rough. That was rough to watch. But I think Susanna Collins made a good point. If this was last year, Tottenham lose that game. So Ange Postecoglou absolutely has made some changes. And I, like an idiot, said James Maddison was overrated last year. And I look like an absolute fool. I mean, this kid I'm like, could you have one bad game, bro? It's something I can talk about.
We got to get this that clip on the board. That your whole James Maddison take. We got to put that on the board and play it every time when necessary.
Bro, which might be weekly at this point. But, bro, Tottenham at least look like they're having fun. You know what I mean? And that's something that I don't think we would have been able to say about Tottenham in the past.
Yeah, and
remember Conte? Conte being like, "Bro, this team sucks. Why am I still managing here? Wasn't nobody having fun?"
Did you see? I think it was. I didn't get the whole context of it, but Expressions. If you know, Expressions oozing, the guy who just screams about Tottenham. He's the loudest. I promise. You know who I'm talking about. He really.
I mean, the name sounds like a lotion for horny cougars.
But
Expressions.
I think after the game against Liverpool, I think he would intention. I don't know if it was like a planned vacation or something, but he's just been doing videos, kind of mocking. Kind of either Liverpool fans or everybody who kind of complains about the refereeing gaffe and the whole issue. He's just soaking it up. I mean, because I think Tottenham fans have to do that because they're usually on the butt end of a lot of jokes. And now it's their time to be like, yo, things are going our way, and we can laugh at you a little bit. We're at the top of the table.
It was going to happen at some point. Who knew it would be an Australian guy? I didn't.
Yeah, there is something to I don't know if it's a level of I don't know what it is, of bias or to certain nationalities. I don't know if it's racism, but when like now that an Australian manager is thriving, you know the rest of the owners are like, all right, we gotta be looking. Yo, your accent is not the right accent I need to be a Premier League manager. We need you. We need you to have you do shrimp on the barbie or whatever you guys say. You know,
Chelsea's like, yo, we'll fire Pochettino right now and hire the crocodile hunter's daughter, Mindy. Is that her name?
Yo, I got a tattoo of Steve Irwin right on my chest, bro. I've been rocking with y'all since day one.
Since day one, yo. That Stingray did your dad dirty, bro. Yo, we need you in this squad, bro.
Yo, you know what this
now.
This teardrop tattoo means? I went after that Stingray. You know how I went after.
Yeah, you know how it is, yo. In fact, if I see a Stingray, it's on site. I'm just letting you know that right now. Whether you take this job or not, that's how much your dad meant to me, bro. And if you say no, Sam Kerr becomes the manager of Chelsea. So it's up to you, really.
So so good on them. For a long, ever since we've been doing this show, and I got to learn about St. Totteringham's Day and the whole thing, and things are changing.
We finally had it last season.
The brand
I think one of my favorite moments was when we went to the Carabao Cup match. It was Arsenal versus West Brom. Arsenal won like 6-0.
No, Wimbledon.
No, it wasn't. No. When we went to the Emirates suite with
yes, that was against Wimbledon. Sam. Yes, I know who we saw. We did not.
It was West Brom. It was not Wimbledon. I promise you.
We saw them. It was not West Brom. I'm 99%.
Arsenal Wimbledon. What year was that? That was 2001. It was West Brom. Thank you very much.
What year?
Yep. Thank you. You trying to tell me wrong? Wimbledon. I never seen Wimbledon live in my life.
I'm almost sure it was Wimbledon, bro.
You know what sucks? All the fans listening to this right now are immediately like, well, Christian's got to be right because it's Alexis. And I knew it. I knew it was West Brom. We stayed in the suite. And when we went outside, I was supposed to be on Arsenal fan TV. And it ended up being too crazy. We didn't even film, remember? Because all the fans were going nuts for Robbie. And you notice two things. One, how much like streets really love Robbie. It's like the older fans that don't like Arsenal fan TV. Yo, the youth, he got him on lock. And two, you kept saying like, why is everyone chanting Tottenham sucks? And like, we hate Tottenham. And what do you think of shit, Tottenham? What do you think? Because they're not even playing. And I said, I don't think you understand Arsenal fandom.
Right.
It doesn't matter if Tottenham Tottenham could be relegated and never play us in an entire season. And that song, those chants will ring out every match.
Right. I mean, and when I say like, when I was making the complaint, like, oh, why are they always chanting about Tottenham? And I'm not exaggerating. It was literally from walking out of the Emirates, going down the escalator, walking outside, around the Henri statue, walking through the mad house of people trying to touch Robbie's bald head. It was endless. It was,
bro, the next day at the continental breakfast at the hotel, like it would not stop.
It was constant, just the chant about we hate Tottenham, and it's just like, and then it gets in your head. You're like, do I also hate Tottenham? I guess I do, right?
Yeah. If someone says Tottenham, you're like, shit. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm like, damn,
by 40,000 youths yelling that.
I am heavily influenced by
it's an earworm
by this music,
we hate Tottenham. It's a great song. It flows well. We were talking about Luton. I pulled up the FOB mob for the Luton Tottenham 1-0 Tottenham victory. And on the side they give you insights, and on insights it's usually here are some positives for the club so far this season. And Luton has 3. The first one, they are ranked 15 in goals scored per match. Not a good one. Second one, haven't kept a clean sheet in 11 matches. Ouch. And Issa Kabore has created the most big chances for Luton Town with 3. Yeesh, that's less than 1 per match.
And it's 3 big chances out of 8 matches. So that's not necessarily
not good.
The best sign. And 2 of those chances came against Everton, which they buried.
That is true. That is true.
So just
in fact, if you look at that screen, if you go back to it, there's only one little green thing over on the Luton results, and that is the match against Everton.
Yeah. I mean, that was a frustrating match for Everton fans. Look, it's that was essentially it was one of those games where you're like, oh, finally, Everton are gonna play a team that they are guaranteed to beat. It is I love it.
Well,
we get a break.
Finally, we found a team worse than us. It can't go bad.
And I guess that team turned out to be Bournemouth, because Everton did win against Bournemouth 3-0. And but we have to, every time Everton do well, it may come up on the show from time to time. But every time Jack Harrison does well, we obviously always have to bring it up. Jack Harrison, formerly of NYCFC, he is the homie. We did a live podcast with him a couple years ago, and Everton now, they picked up Jack Harrison after Leeds were relegated, and he was dealing with an injury. And now he is back and scored his first goal for Everton, and it was a beautiful goal.
It was a banger, bro.
As well. Yeah,
one touch, one goal, done, boom.
Yeah, the ball fell to him at the top of the box, and he it wasn't quite a chip, wasn't quite a strike. It was it was a strip. I don't know. I'm trying to combine the two. So it was an impressive goal, and it was interesting too, because Onana, the Everton's Onana, not the goalkeeper, he got injured in warm-ups. So Jack had to play kind of as a midfielder, and not a wide midfielder. He had to play next to McNeil. So he was in definitely a much different position than he's used to, and it worked out 3-0. I'm like, bro, is Jack a defensive mid now? What are we doing? I mean, it's
well, it's all hands on deck if you're Everton. They're like, look, we just lost to Luton. All right, we're gonna need you to play in goal. You know what I mean? I don't care what we need you. We're calling you in.
Right. So a big weekend, obviously, in the Premier League. Any other? Let's give some credit, just some other results, because some people may think that the bias is crazy. But the Manchester United victory against Brentford. I was by the 80th
McTominay. Bro.
By the 80th minute, I was getting my Twitter fingers ready. I was like, the tweets are gonna be delicious.
I know. I was like, what funny comment should I make now? And then all of a sudden, Harry Maguire headed a ball, an assist to Scott McTominay. And I was like, who knew Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay would save Eric Ten Hag's job?
Yeah, I mean, that was a loss at home to Brentford. And Brentford's not like some awful team. But
it's still Manchester United, right? Like
at Old Trafford.
Home?
Yeah, they should beat them pretty comfortably.
Well, had they lost, it would have been the worst start to their Premier League history for Manchester United.
Wow.
So you can't keep a manager. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just cannot worst start, especially like maybe you could say like injuries or whatever, but I think, it's funny. We talked a little bit. Scott McTominay was balling for Scotland.
Yeah.
Just absolute balling.
That's the only place he was getting minutes anyway.
Yeah. But he would venture a bit more forward. And at Manchester United, they're like, hey, buddy, what you doing up there? Stay back here. Blackar, why don't you just defend our back line a little bit? Don't you venture up. We'll take care of that. And bro, going forward, I don't know if you saw this. Were you watching the match by any chance?
I saw the extended highlights, but I didn't see the full.
Okay, before that, I don't know if they showed in the extended highlights, but right before his first goal, he puts himself in. He does this late run, in a free kick that gets parried out. Not a free kick, a corner gets parried out, and then they keep possession. And it was like the scramble to score because everyone's still up.
Yeah.
And I forgot who it was that was on the left. Sends in a cross, and Martial offside touches it by mistake. But Scott McTominay made the perfect late run into the box and put his foot out. He would have scored there. He could have had a hat trick.
Dude, I mean,
and he came on in the 87th minute.
bro,
Isn't that crazy?
it's wild. I mean, look, take the number 9 off Martial and put it on McTominay, bro. He don't need
Martial
it.
ain't doing shit with it, bro. And yo, the craziest thing is I didn't know this. They said this on the broadcast, so they put it up like a little tidbit. That's the first time that Manchester United were not leading in the 90th and won a game. Doesn't it seem like they did that every week back in the day? The Sir Alex Ferguson era seemed like, remember they would get like 12 minutes extra time?
How could they come up with Fergie time and that not be the case, that they win a game sort of that late? That's fascinating.
If you would have asked me after last week, how many times did they come back after being down in the 90th, I would have been like, probably 100, 120. You know what I mean? For that to be the first one, I was floored.
Dude, did you watch did you finish watching the Beckham documentary?
No, I've only seen the first episode. Okay, it's absolutely
incredible. I mean, it sheds a lot. Obviously, we learn a lot about Beckham, but we learn a lot about Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson. Obviously, R.I.P. He lost his wife the other day. So obviously, sending condolences. But he's a fascinating man, but I think it just highlights the culture that he created was definitely. The standard was incredibly high. And then managing Beckham and his obviously popularity, he was very clear. He was like, I don't like what he is doing and why like everything about his career.
It was like a thing where he was like, one of the players was like, well, Sir Alex Ferguson wanted you to marry like a local girl, like quiet local girl, so that when you went home, you lived a normal life at home. Yeah, and I was like, ew, dude.
Damn.
Yo, he's like, nah, man, you got to get off them thoughts, my G. Like, you got to go to church, says Sir Alex Ferguson. There was also our friend of the show, Ben Foster. Love Ben Foster. Shouts to him. He had Thomas Cleverley on the on a show,
Everton
or Tom Cleverley, former Everton, former Manchester United, and a very sort of had gone bad for him in Manchester United. The fans were kind of against him towards the end there, and he said that no one ever calls him Thomas. Everyone calls him Tom. He goes, well, except for Sir Alex Ferguson, who calls everyone by their Sunday name. And I was like, yo, some stuff in England just sounds like it's in black and white, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it just sound like a Rembrandt painting? Everything that happens.
Damn, bro. My man speaks in old news clippings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey, everybody. That's Alex Ferguson. You need to get out there and give it a good shot.
No, dude. It just shows the and shout out to the homie Tosin. Obviously works at CBS.
Yeah. Also at CBS.
He was talking about it, and he was talking about Manchester United. He was like, "What?" He's a Manchester United fan, and he was just like, what happened to our club? Look at how we used to run things, and it was a huge part of that with Sir Alex Ferguson, and maybe Eric Ten Hag is also trying to do that as well, because he does seem like a very stern, direct manager. Very very short leash when it comes to player sort of escapades and stuff like that. We see this obviously with Jadon Sancho, but maybe there's something to Sir Alex Ferguson was managing only one David Beckham in this unbelievable superstar that was getting global and international attention, and now he essentially has like 25 Beckhams to some degree that get as much attention as almost anybody else, and that maybe that's a little bit tougher when it comes to getting players focused on one one particular goal, one unified goal. But yeah, if you haven't seen the documentary, I recommend people check it out. Obviously, check out our interview with Fisher Stevens as well, the director of it, that we did last week, because that's also top notch as well.
I will say one of the cool things about the life we live is I watched the first episode with my wife, and like Fisher Stevens pops up on camera. I'm like, oh, we interviewed him. And like David Beckham pops up on camera. I'm like, oh, we interviewed him.
Yeah.
Gary Neville pops up. I'm like, oh, he doesn't like me. I'm like, what a cool, weird little sort of life we've built for ourselves, where we can say that on this like big documentary.
Yeah. And the six degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like we're not far off from a lot of people, from a lot of
We're
very,
basically
very,
best friends with Victoria. Like if we played our cards right.
yeah. I mean, we would be at Drive Pink Stadium sitting next to Romeo and Cruz. Okay,
Right? I'd be like, "What's up, Posh? I'm Adobo Spice. What's good?"
Oh man, I mean, why didn't they have a little bit of flavor with Adobo Spice? Adobo Spice would have been a wild Spice Girl,
bro. The reggaeton version. You guys miss out, bro. That's the problem, man. Me and you got too good of ideas, bro. We're marketing mavens, bro.
But as always, it is fall is coming up, Alexis, and we got to make sure actually no, we're in fall, right? And we're already here.
Yeah, fall's here, baby. But it's still, you know what? Even though it's getting cold outside, it's still need time to find. Still need to find time to chill.
Without a doubt.
Am I right?
Okay, and we that's the best part of this show is that we get to remind the audience, like, yo, don't take it easy on chilling. Make sure that you prioritize chilling, okay?
You gotta, like Alex Ferguson, hold yourself to a very high standard when it comes to chilling.
Okay.
You know? In fact, we help you chill. If anything, we're like the Coors Light of podcasts.
Right. If you need two, like, drill sergeants to remind you to chill, that's who we are, okay?
That's us.
So
but like a chill drill sergeant's like, hey guys, maybe chill a little bit. That's kind of the vibe we bring, you know?
All right, we just created a new character, the chill drill. Oh, is that a new? Maybe it's a new genre.
A chill sergeant, bro.
A chill sergeant.
That's us, dude.
Bro, I mean, it is an honor to be your chill sergeant. So make sure Coors Light is lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. Literally made to chill. So Coors Light is the one we choose when we need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/Cooligans.
That's right. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let's go. All right. We have to discuss Lionel Messi because he is my man.
He finally gets to take a break. Give that guy 7 weeks of just sitting in an ice bath.
I was gonna come in with the take of like, he's finished. He's done. He does not have an MLS Cup. What do we think of this? Can we still call him the GOAT when he hasn't even made it to the MLS playoffs?
What all these idiots who call MLS in our comments a tinfoil league or whatever they call it,
tin pot,
with your old timey offenses, they call them poppycock league. Oh, we're so scared, dude. Apparently he ain't even good enough to win MLS Cup or the Landon Donovan MVP.
Even though he was nominated, now he lost my vote. Okay, because up until
now,
up until now, I was like, bro, I guess he's there. How could you not vote for La Pulga, right? But which is a whole other thing. But let's focus on this. Inter Miami loses to FC Cincinnati, and they are officially out of MLS playoff contention.
This was his first time playing in an Inter Miami shirt, where I was like, man, he looks off it. You know what I mean? He looked ineffective. Yeah,
it was. It's difficult to see, but obviously coming back from an injury, he missed 4 games for Inter Miami. He came off the bench, and I mean, look, I didn't know exactly what to expect. You kind of want the magic that he pulled off the first time against FC Cincinnati in U.S. Open Cup in the semifinal, but it's a stark sort of reality of, like, Messi's human. He needs days off. He needs to recover. He got to accomplish I think something huge in that time. This summer of Messi that we got in the United States and in the world, it was just a really, really cool time. And now it's Miami can kind of look forward and in building their roster. I'm hearing the rumors again about Luis Suarez, that he's leaving Gremio, soon.
I'm hearing Luka Modric.
Yeah, dude. So I mean,
Miami is going to be
I don't know
a
what
super team but also they're going to be sponsored by like Epsom salt. You know what I mean?
They're gonna need
Yeah.
just Nutrisystem. Just every
Prunes, dude. Like, yo, you got to get your bowels right, dog. Get some prunes in your system.
the way we get
Yo.
like who is the every like Frank Thomas, the baseball player.
Oh, what's
doing
that? What's the stuff he's always put?
Nugenics. Just get your tea up.
Yo, hey man, it's just Messi lifting weights in a gym. Hey, what they call him? Hey, Big Hurt. Hey, Big Hurt. Nice to see you at the same gym I'm at. And he's like, yeah, man. Hey, man, I've been at this gym ever since my wife can't get enough of me. Get your Nugenics.
And then it's always the end of the commercials has the wife come up and just rub her hand on her husband's chest to show.
Antonella comes out and just rubs Messi's chest.
It's just like it's working out. It's working out for the entire family.
Yeah.
Okay. So look, I don't know what roster rules are going to change in Major League Soccer. We know something's going to change this offseason. I don't know if it's another DP, raising of the salary cap. Something's going to happen to accommodate whatever Messi wants. I mean, the way we always
here's my thing: they should raise the salary cap by the same percentage that Inter Miami have raised their season ticket price.
Okay, I'm sure that'll. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy. The Cronkies won't be happy with that. I don't know. It's the way we think of LeBron, and LeBron sort of builds a roster, right? Or they accuse him of like colluding with other players to when he went to Miami. And having the conversation with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and trying to make that all happen behind the scenes. Messi's kind of doing.
I mean, he did do that.
He did do that, but Messi's gonna basically do the same thing, but he's gonna change the fundamental rules of the league. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be like, yo, he's not talking to players. He's talking to Garber, being like, yo, get rid of this. U22 DP. What? I don't know what this all is. Like, just sign my homies. I don't care what age they are.
We need to bring people in who've never heard of TikTok. Okay, we need to do the Expendables 4. I don't know what movie they're on. I'm guessing.
I think we're on like the 8th one. I don't know where they're at now.
Are we really, bro?
It's like Fast and Furious, bro.
Bro, they want to do the Expendables, bro. Let's just get some old heads in here, juiced up a little bit, but we don't need to test. And let's just get them in here balling like it's 2012.
So we'll see. I'm curious what effect Messi will have and what effect Inter Miami will have, because Jorge Mas right now, he's just like, yo, on the phone, like, yo, we're out of the playoffs, fine, yeah, but Tim Cook, my bad, I didn't mean. We messed up, bro. We didn't expect this man's, hamstring to act up. But you know what? I won't let this happen again, Tim Cook. All right?
It'd be all right.
You just got to give me
don't even think about the fact that I sold all my Apple stock in the 89th minute of that match.
Okay, just give me. I'm not gonna let this happen again. Just give me the tools I need to make sure that we just succeed.
If you let me borrow another 10, I can give you the 50 I already owe you. I just gotta flip this work.
So it's gonna be fascinating what this offseason looks like. But the playoffs are looking wild because NYCFC played against DC United in a game that probably meant more for NYCFC than DC United. DC United, even after winning the game, were eliminated from playoff contention. But they won 2-0 against NYCFC, a really, really frustrating game for NYCFC fans, a lot of the traveling support. and they just couldn't get it done against a DC United side that have not been very good. But NYCFC just couldn't figure it out and end up losing 2-0. But then the news we get right after the game is that Wayne Rooney has parted ways with DC
peaced
United.
out.
Yeah, he just won, and literally it was minutes after the game ended. It was DC United's last game of the season, and then bounced. And now we're hearing reports that he might be the coach at Birmingham City.
Birmingham City, yeah.
Which is where Austin Trusty is, right?
No, he's at Nottingham Forest. He was last season.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He went into but he did play. He was loaned to Birmingham last season from Arsenal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was player of the year for the or fan voted player of the year.
Okay, that means a lot. That counts for something.
Bro, you got a Trusty to process, Mungie.
There we go.
Just Austin Trusty. We got to get Austin Trusty on this show.
Austin, get on the Austin with an O. You love to see him mix it up, bro. Austin, okay. The Austin burger. Why about that?
Yeah, like the Everton burger, bro. Look, I'm telling you, it's a good idea if you still remember it. That's all I'm saying.
But the playoffs are looking. I mean, what do we expect? I mean, the Eastern Conference is where decision day is coming up, October 21st. So obviously we have the international break, and then all the teams will be playing at the same time. Like all the Eastern Conference team and then the Western Conference team, they'll be playing at the same time. And I mean,
isn't it crazy that DC United is in ninth, but also out of the playoffs?
Right. Yes, it is very crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like, congratulations, you win it for now. You're gonna be knocked out and you've been eliminated.
Yeah. But the only team so from DC United have been eliminated, but then Red Bulls, Chicago Fire, Charlotte, and NYCFC are all have a chance to make it into to the playoffs. So so Charlotte is definitely an interesting position because they play Inter Miami twice in their final 2 matches, and Inter Miami are out. So you have to think Charlotte is probably gonna win one or both, but they really just need 2 wins and they're in against a team that probably is not gonna play Messi. You would imagine. Even maybe Busquets, and we probably won't see Alba. So this is going to be an interesting, last few games as far as like who makes it, because the matchups are they're playing against each other. The teams that are fighting for these playoff spots. NYCFC on the final,
they're pretty much all 6-pointers at this point.
Right. NYCFC plays the Chicago Fire on the 21st on the last game of the season. Hugely important. Red Bulls arguably have the toughest matchup. They're playing against Nashville. Is that at home or I don't know where? I don't know if it's at home or away. But they're playing against Nashville, who have already clinched, and they don't really have anything to play for. A win doesn't get them higher up.
That is Nashville. Seeding.
Yeah, it is. It's at Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't. So Nashville doesn't really have anything to play for. Their playoff positioning is locked, and so I don't know what this game will, how it'll pan out for Red Bull. So for
everyone who's listening, you might not remember this. This is going to be crazy. 8 and 9 play a play-in game.
Right.
Whoever wins that 1-game playoff, essentially, or single game elimination playoff, moves on to play the top team in the East or West, depending on whatever conference you're in, and that's a best of 3.
Correct.
And then after that, it goes back to single game elimination.
Yeah, maybe
this is the most screwy.
It might be tough to follow along sometimes, but it's all good. So it'll be the first time we do this in Major League Soccer, but this used to be they used to do this years ago in the early or late aughts in MLS. That this is how the playoffs were. It was the best of 3. So it's just we're sort of going back to it for that first round. We'll see how it works out. I would be good with the 1-game elimination like we had for the last couple of years, but
we're behind a paywall. Why are you dragging this out? We don't need the ratings, baby.
So and then just real quick, the Western Conference, the LA Galaxy are officially knocked out. Austin FC is officially knocked out. Minnesota United, they lost last weekend in the midweek game, I believe, and Adrian Heath is gone. He was sacked.
And then Timu Pukki scores 4 goals.
So, was it Adrian's fault? I don't know, but
damn, ain't she?
Yeah. I mean, who we met on the flight going to Liverpool together. Remember, because we went to the same Everton game, the Everton Arsenal. We were on the same flight. So bummer for Adrian Heath, who but he was there for a long time. He obviously started. He was the first coach, the only coach for Minnesota United. But I think
7 years, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, that's very, very rare. But fans were kind of fed up with just like the never kind of moving like further into the playoffs. Their stadium is absolutely beautiful. They have a great support. So the standard, I think, just was raised, and it was time for a change. So in the Western Conference, real quick, 8th and 9th, San Jose's in 8th. It's still pretty close, right? Portland Timbers are in 7th. There's really nothing fully locked up. I think first to 4th have clinched, and the rest have not, if I'm not mistaken. But RSL on 46 points, Timbers on 43, San Jose also on 43, FC Dallas on 42. And look, I mean, you look at the previous results for Vancouver, they drew against the Sounders. RSL lost their last game against Sporting Kansas City. Timbers lost against Montreal, that 4-1 thrashing. San Jose drew. FC Dallas drew. So all these teams that are in these playoff hunts are just dropping points when they desperately need them. And I think Decision Day is going to be just as interesting. I think even more interesting than the Eastern Conference. So shout out to the MLS playoffs, because it is, I saw Kay Abdo on Morning Footy talk about, the playoffs, they're not interesting. We promotion relegation. Bro,
I don't think she was ready for the smoke, because I've been a part of Cooligans podcast now for 7 years.
Okay.
You think I'm not ready for the do we need the playoffs conversation?
Yo, if we don't need the playoffs, why did I tattoo the MLS table to my chest, bro?
Yeah, bro. I got the Eastern Conference on one butt cheek and the Western Conference on the other.
Okay, well, you need to understand our culture, okay?
And you don't even want to know where the MLS Cup winner goes.
Oh man! All right, let's wrap up the show with this incredible video. This is there was a video that went viral, Alexis. I don't know if you saw this, but this was fans in I think this is a Leicester game, and the Stoke away fans. Obviously, Leicester in the championship, and Stoke have been there for like a decade. And
yeah, and ever since Breck Shea played there.
Right. And the so this video is so apologies for the audio listeners, but this video, if you haven't seen it, it's Stoke fans really upset at somebody, right? So we're watching a
this is typical for England. You see the fans are separated, but that still doesn't stop them from jawing at each other and telling the opposite fan like to go screw themselves and I'll see you outside.
Yeah.
And then just wait till you see the fan.
And then this, I mean, so we're hearing this a little bit. We're not hearing any of what's being said, but this is really an incredible. These two adult men are screaming at somebody, and then the camera pans to who they're screaming at, and it is a little boy who's no older than like 8-9 years old, and he's just holding up the fingers of 1-0, 1-0, and this is beautiful. You love to see this.
This is like the English version of a Key and Peele sketch. This is like an exaggerated, like almost like a caricature of an English hooligan.
This is but the camera work is the Office levels of panning, yes. Right? I mean, it is
zoom in, zoom in. And then you see a police officer come down and basically be like, guys, you're yelling at a child. You're not going to fight this child.
It's just amazing. And I would imagine it's maybe the dad that's next to him. And the dad is not even involved. The dad is just like, yo, this is...
No, he's got his arms crossed and he's like, yeah, little Stevie does this everywhere we go. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe your team should do better. I don't know what to tell you. He's an antagonist.
My favorite is the dude right here in the Raiders hat and the braids.
Yeah, yeah.
You see him with the orange shirt?
Uh-huh.
He's just kind of smiling, like looking back and forth, like, "Hey man, y'all taking this too serious."
He's just there. He's just like, damn, yo, white people be acting up, dog. I don't know.
Yo, white people be yelling at kids, bro.
This is remarkable, but no, I mean, look, you love this is the culture, this is the passion that this is the culture and passion Kate Apto was talking about, right? This is what she wants.
Now, you can't have the playoffs here. There'd be the blood in the streets.
Oh man, remarkable stuff. So shout out to these absolutely wild Stoke fans, but shout out to this kid for being the gulliest kid of the week. I guess that we just created a new award. He won it. So
guess what? You know what? That kid is now our chill sergeant. All right, that's it.
My man is keeping it chill all day, every day. So everybody, thank you again. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the Cooligans podcast. If you're listening to this on the Lebitard and Friends feed, make sure you subscribe to the Cooligans feed as well. Don't forget to do that. And subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all the social handles and stuff like that. And subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/soccercooligans to get some exclusive content. Shout out to everybody tuning in on DraftKings Network, checking out.
Shout out to the DraftKings Network, especially if you're watching on the new one. The last one was Roku, man. We're on so many different things, bro.
Bro, okay, we're gonna be on your iPhone 15s like YouTube.
We're on your eyes, dude.
We're on your. We can't forget that we're also on your eyes.
We're on your eyes.
So we'll be back on Thursday with a brand new episode, and thank you for everyone for hanging out as usual. Peace out, everybody. Take care.
Love you guys.